in the human experience, we need to prioritize things, and we need to do that correctly. And what enables life at all is love. So we need to affirm and acknowledge love, and we need to hold love the highest. So we need a definition of that, and that's the definition of God, because the definition of God is just a word describing what is supreme. That's what God is. And the highest and the supreme is unconditional, free, aware, conscious energy, which it has to be, because otherwise the universe would not exist. If God was a person making decisions, having a mind, as in being judgmental, having opinions, then the universe would not exist, because it would be so unstable that it would not even become created. God is perfect. Love, unconditional love, conscious, aware energy is perfect. The universe is perfect. And it is perfect because it's completely free, careless, doesn't know care. Because if there was care, there would be some kind of duality, some kind of dividing, some kind of oppositioning, some kind of comparison, and that would not be possible in a perfect universe that functions, that exists. That's God. And when you want things to happen in your life in the best possible way, then you need to affirm love. You need to acknowledge love as the highest, as the supreme, and you can call that universe, you can call that source, you can call that God. But it's energy, the highest. And this is what you need to be humble before. Because if you're not humble before love, before God, you are, by that position, by choice, holding something else supreme, holding something else the highest. And in your human experience, having a human body, having a mind, that's the ego. So you're affirming and acknowledging the rational thinking mind, which cannot understand emotion, as supreme. And this is something that many people invest a lot of energy and a lot of affirmation and acknowledgement in for a long time. And that makes for loss, because you need to lose, because you need to let go of identifying with the mind. You need to identify with soul, with pure, conscious energy, love, God. So by that definition, you are God. But you are not God up here, you are God here. Unconditional, aware energy. That's God. And that's who you is. Forever, forever and ever, because energy cannot die. And energy is never born. This is you. Your mind has a variety of thoughts, judgments, comparison, and everything is material because it's conceptual. And conceptual means defining something as a thing. And that is something that dies because a thought comes and goes. Your personality comes and goes. You're never static. You are always changing and evolving. Even if you're stubborn and feel that I'm not transformed, I am who I am, and this is who I'm gonna be for the rest of my life. I cannot change. I cannot transform. You still do that. But you might do that with like a strand of hair over the course of an entire lifetime. And that's you going against yourself. Because what you are seeking is God, and affirming yourself as soul, God, infinite being, as to hold love the highest, as to be the most of what you is, which is love, which is God, and then the circle is complete, and then you project that and get a reflection back of that. So you need to hold love the highest and actually be grateful for who you are as a personality, but always understand that you can become more. Your mind, your personality can always become more humble before God, acknowledging and affirming God as the supreme more and more. And then your personality, which then transforms, comes along and joins the party. But you see, there is a shift in priority, a paradigm shift in affirmation, in acknowledgement of what actually makes everything possible. The mind connects and make things possible as to guide you and lead you having a human experience. But none of that is possible without the energy that makes for the whole universe, which is unconditional love. So that's first, number one. That's why religious people, mostly Christians, say God first. I don't know about any other religions. I don't know that much about Christianity either, because I'm not religious, because you don't have to be. You see, everything is about morality, and everything is about intuition, and everything is about connecting to who you are and actually having a deep relationship, thinking and feeling for yourself, as to make your life as clear as possible, as to receive a projected experience which gets reflected back to you in alignment with who you are, not what anybody else or any book is telling you. But these books can be used if you're wise, but if you're using it as a set of rules in submission, then you are not understanding anything, because that's not what it's about. And that's the fear of the rational mind. That's why these books were created, because the rational mind thinks only in black and white, complete contrast, doesn't understand emotion, doesn't understand morality. That's why you need to learn more about that as you connect and align with who you are, love. So for the rational mind, we want to live in a free world, which includes everything. For the rational mind, that means sex in the street. We have sex, everybody has sex everywhere, no matter age or relatives or anything. But that's not it. And this is something that has been presented in various cults where people think they are God. That's dangerous. You don't think you are God. You don't ever think you are God. I don't think that I'm God. I know I am God. I know by feeling, because I know love. And the more you know love, the more you feel love, and the more you connect with God, leaving the mind out of the picture. The mind in control with a set of rules doesn't know God. By definition, this is not my opinion. So if you want to live free, you live as a humble, moral person, and you do whatever you want, and you wish to free everybody, and you wish to understand and learn more about love, to be humble before God for the rest of your life, because you can always be more of who you is. And then you let go of history, and you let go of being in submission, and you don't control other people. You don't put other people under pressure and stress to be obedient according to a set of rules. If you want to live a beautiful life, you need to be best friends with yourself, with your own heart, holding love the highest, which makes you reflect and relate, and you don't do a bunch of stupid things, and you don't walk over dead bodies, and you don't elbow your way through life. You're actually a bit more calm, a bit more centered, and a bit more present in all of your interactions with other people and the world, which makes for a more loving, stress-free lifestyle. It's the lifestyle and the choices that makes for a life. It's the behaviors. You prefer something, and that is something that you prefer. If you feel that there's a lot of conflict in relation to that, in relation to yourself, then take a look at yourself. Don't judge other people. Hold love the highest. Ask your heart. Become friends with your intuition, because that is who you are, that is who you is. And all will be given. You will receive more and more and more as you become more and more and more. And you cannot become more and more and more unless you're more humble, unless you give it up, unless you work for love, unless you affirm and acknowledge love, holding that the highest, calling that God, source, universe, whatever. God lays no claims to merits, achievements, and performances. God does not care. God does not feel sorry for you, ever. God doesn't have the possibility to do that. God is unconditional aware love, just a continuous stream of energy at your disposal to use and create a beautiful life for yourself, which you are either accepting as you're being humble and true, honest, humble, or putting up a fight and blocking your own energy, blocking your own success. Simple as that. So the energy shortage, the financial crisis, the environmental disasters, everything is a manifestation from our creation. Because spirit, the world spirit, is ours. We share that. We are connected, and what we affirm and acknowledge and maintain and hold the highest, currently it's the ego. And why we hold the ego the highest as of right now, and has been doing that for a long time, is because we don't want the ego. So why are we investing in maintaining the ego structure then? Because we don't understand the basic principles of a scale. If this is plus and this is minus, and this is ego and this is soul, then we are so focused on what we don't want. So we make that a reality. So we need to shift our focus and actually be true and to celebrate ourselves, which is to affirm ourselves in authenticity, being humble before God, and then the ego comes along because everything is in contrast. That's it. When we do that, we create another life experience. We create a world of love. And in morality, we keep that a stable, conducive, positive experience in relation to sex. That's really the stick in the wheel for human beings. And the biggest problem is that people combine and think that sex is love. It's not. Sex is without love, completely. Love and sex are completely separate. And some would say, why? Because I make love to my significant other. Well, you can also force yourself on somebody. And that will be a sexual act, but completely without compassion, without emotion, without any kind of humane behavior at all, like a robot. And that's sex by itself. So if you are in misconception of this gravely, then you might do things to kids even, which is something that I experienced when I was a kid, which is a part of my resistance, which is a part of my destiny, which becomes my code that I transform and alchemize emotionally as to create what I do, turning it into diamonds, becoming a source of inspiration and giving you everything for free, because I believe that love is free. And everything is on my YouTube channel, and everything is on transmutation.se, and everything is on Spotify, because I've released a lot of music as well. And the links are on transmutation.se. Affirmational music. It's all about truth. I'm all about truth, because love is free, and by free, it's true. What is infinite, what is never born and cannot die, is reality. It's ultimate reality, which makes it the ultimate truth. It holds nothing, but it is everything. Unconditional love, God. Thank you for watching. I love you. Have a beautiful day.